should we waiting for another guys?
No, it's just the two of us.
Just do. Okay,
Yeah.
so um, first thing first, I will say thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I just
It's all
still
good, man.
can believe I can talk with when I listen that music. So um, I will record this conversation and I will upload to my podcast. Yeah, it's not a big podcast. I try to something new because I get a break from my work because this pandemic. So I try to something new and uh talk with a band or a singer is available in my playlist. So uh first question is what's your activity guys in this pandemic?
I
Hang
play.
on a second. I'll interrupt there. I'm just going to chuck my headphones in just for a second.
While Brad puts his headphones on, what's your question? What we do in the band? Was that your question? Are you all good, Brad?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. So, Jerry, was your question what we do in the band?
I mean your activity in this pandemic. No, not
In this,
yeah, in this condition right now.
oh, what we're doing in
Yeah,
lockdown.
yeah, in
Oh, yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy here. So, I don't know what it's like in where you are, but here, we were in level 4. We had 4 levels of lockdown. So level 1 and is kind of like normal activity, and we were in that for a little bit, and then we got to level 2, which is like you can't really be in public crowds. Level 3 is what we're in right now, which is where you kind of have to stay at home and only go places when you really have to. And level 4 is total lockdown, like everything shut down, stay at home. So we were in level 4 for a month, for 4 weeks, and now we're in level 3 for 2 weeks. So I don't know. Right now I'm just at home with my partner, and I'm just playing drums all day, as much as I can, and working a little bit, eating heaps of food, not doing a lot of exercise.
How about you, Bradley?
Hey, me, I'm currently at work, in the yard working landscaping, but I've been at home. Today's the first day back on the job, so it's just Friday and then straight into the weekend. So it's a good week, short week. But prior to this, I've just been at home, just sitting in the sun.
Looks like you get a bad signal, Bradley, but it's okay. I still can hear you.
Okay.
And um, I will into the band question. Who's create the Butlers and when?
What was the question, sorry?
So it was George and Walt. So the bleach blonde front man,
Okay.
Walt, and George, our drummer and vocalist there, is the 2 founders of the band, along with one of our friends. They used to play a lot together. One of our friends, Ambrose, and then when they and then Ambrose moved overseas, and then the voice kept it. And then when I was working with Walt, and then he asked me to join, and I reluctantly accepted. and then after that, we got Jordan, and then Jordan found our saxophone player, and then that's who we are today.
Did you guys have a fan pick or just people like your music?
When we first started, as Bradley touched on there, Walt and I just did it through high school just to make money and kind of play covers. But once we fully started playing as a 5-piece band, we have this local community where we live in Sumner, and we're all really close. So once we started releasing music, people were following us, and we had a bit of a fan base. And we played our first show at a venue here in Christchurch, New Zealand, where we live. And we sold it out, and we got like 300 people there, and that was crazy. We didn't know what was going on, but yeah, we had a little bit of a cult following, and then as we've gone on, we've kind of just built it up very slowly but surely, as most bands do. And we've got a pretty good fan base in New Zealand, and starting to grow it in Australia, and hopefully abroad as the years and days go on.
Actually, I have a brother. He's study with Salvation Army in Wellington, but he
Oh
can
yeah,
Oh, real?
yeah, but he can come back because this lockdown and the virus is getting mess. So
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
stay in Wellington right now with Salvation Army.
Oh,
I'm pretty
nice.
I'm pretty sure Bradley and I have actually been to the Salvation Army store in Wellington and probably bought clothes from there while we've been on tour. So shout
Yeah,
out to the Salvation Army. Pretty
Cool,
sick
cool, man.
place.
and
Because
to your brother.
Yeah, shout out to your
because
brother.
my big family in here yeah church on Salvation Army. Me too, since my childhood until right now. And
Epic.
what's people call the Butlers genre music
Indie.
genre. I think like a jazz or blues
Oh,
or
genre. Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we were talking about this last night, funnily enough, Jerry, on a in a band meeting. What exactly our genre was called, and what do we go for, Brad? I think we went for funkadelic surf rock as
I
our
think that's,
genre.
yeah, for
Yeah,
now.
for now.
yeah. What's your influence for playing music, guys, or create a song?
Bradley, you start.
Well, you mean personally or you mean for the Butlers?
It's okay. Your personal.
Yeah. Well, I'd say first and foremost for the band, I guess like Sticky Fingers has been a big influence, and like um, Oasis and the Pixies and stuff like that, which who like the two main songwriters are really into. So
Mm,
it's but we're all into such diverse stuff with like obviously a few crossovers. But me, I I guess I was excited about music through like um how anyone gets excited about music through like guitarists like Roy Buchanan and um and John Mayer, and the 1975 is currently what I'm bashing out. But Bob Dylan and all those cronies were kind of like my
Oh, you get bad signal.
Bradley, your service is pretty gutted, eh?
Looks like it's disconnected.
Yeah, Bradley. I don't know what's going on with you, brother.
time and still. I mean, bro, is loud and clear, eh?
Bradley, your service is
Look,
gutted
I
as, eh?
can hardly you for clearly, but it's okay.
You go,
I
bleed.
get I
All
get
right.
what
I'll
you say.
I'll speak on Brad's behalf. Brad was talking about his influences like John Mayer, and he listens to a lot of
Yeah,
1975 at the moment and stuff like that. For me, it's real different. Like I grew up on like my dad grew me up on jazz music and like Miles Davis and stuff like that. Um, and at the moment, I listen to a whole bunch of stuff, heaps of different stuff. What am I listening to at the moment? I love Mac DeMarco. Have you heard of Mac DeMarco?
yeah. I know. Mac
Yeah,
DeMarco, like Cuco, Boy Pablo, like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Boy
because
Pablo's cool, man. Yeah.
in my own playlist in Spotify, I have you, the Butlers, Mark the Cuckoo, Boy Pablo, Boom, Fit Yurit is from Thailand. It's I really love to listening your music and that music like that. I love the guitar effect name is course is really popular in
Awesome.
not in Indonesia. I think in around the world right now.
Ah, sick.
Bedroom genre is really popular.
Mm, mm, mm.
And
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool artists that play the same kind of genre or same kind of category as we do, and it's quite a popular genre at the moment, especially in New Zealand and places like Indonesia. I've noticed that we've got some listeners there, so it's pretty cool.
uh, are you ever been concert in Indonesia or just
Now
Oh yeah.
we we want
Not us.
Bradley's been to Indonesia probably like more times than he can count in his hand, but I've never been. But we want to play a show in Bali. One day we'll get there and play a show in Bali.
maybe it's possible if I inviting you to my wedding show.
Yeah, man.
You're
Get
winning,
us
so.
over.
No.
Get us over, man.
It's too far,
Get
man.
us in. We want to come do the wedding. We want to come do Jerry's wedding.
I'm keen to play at
Jerry,
Jerry's wedding, eh?
where
And
are you, Jerry? Where are you in
I,
Indonesia right now?
in Surabaya City, did you ever have
Oh,
Surabaya?
Surabaya. Yeah,
No idea
yeah.
where that is, sorry, Jezza.
I
But
know.
Okay.
Bradley knows.
No,
I think I know.
I'm still 24 and too far to marriage, and I don't think marriage it's good
But
for the future. I still enjoy it.
when it happens, Jerry, let us know and we'll walk you down the aisle and play down the aisle. We'll do all of it for you.
I'm sorry, what?
When it happens, Jerry, when you get married, we'll play the music for you. We'll walk you down the
Okay.
aisle. We'll make
Uh,
it special, man.
I will inviting you and give the exclusive room, room and
Okay,
airplane and like that. And
lock it in. Lock it in, Jez. Lock it in.
and how about the my favorite song from yours is No Good Nina. Um I told you I using No Good Jerry in my PUBG mobile account. It's I don't know, it's really cool to people inviting me. What's your idea? No Good Jerry. What? Why? Because I tell my friend I heard this music, this song, and my friend, oh yes, this song really cool, and he tried to following my own playlist in Spotify, and he he'll listen your song. Who's create the good
That's it.
Nina?
What was that?
Who's make a good Nina song?
Who wrote it?
Uh, create that song. Create that song.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Walt and bass player Jordan kind of collaborated on it. Is that right, Brad?
Wow. Oh,
Yeah, I always thought I wrote it, but
because
Oh,
because I
nah,
will.
it's yeah, our rhythm guitarist and lead vocalist and bass player wrote it.
It's well Instagram name is Wild Robot.
Yeah, Walt Robot. Yeah, that's done. You got him.
Okay. Because I will asking what's the story behind story about the good Nina. It's a real story or just a fiction great song.
uh,
Um,
Okay.
no, yeah, no,
George,
no.
yeah, you want to take this?
It's about a person. It's about a person, and
Okay.
she may be real, she may be not, but um, she as you it's in the title really. The whoever this person was got
Yeah.
up to some no good. Um, it's pretty classic. It's a pretty good wee story. And it's
Okay.
funny. It's funny how people enjoy that song. I thought when we recorded that EP, Frederick's Friends. Shout out to Freddie at Reflections of Frederick on Instagram. Yeah, when we wrote that EP, I thought there were other songs that might kick off more than No Good Nina, but um, there you have it. People like it, I guess.
Okay. What's next for the Butlers after this pandemic? Make a tour in New Zealand or maybe around the world.
Yeah. At the moment, we were supposed to be as of yesterday or the day before. We were supposed to be flying to America to do our first USA tour, but obviously we had to put that on hold because of
Wow, that's
the
cool.
virus and everything. So right now we were supposed to be playing at a festival in St. Louis. I don't know where that is, St. Louis or
St. Louis,
I don't even know what was it,
Missouri,
Brad?
St. Louis.
St.
Missouri.
Louis.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was in California somewhere.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where it was. But we were supposed to. Yeah, our plane would have left a few days ago,
Mm,
and we would have been in the great wide open.
yeah, it would have been pretty awesome. But that's all right. We're kind of looking towards now that the tricky thing is, Jerry, that like we don't know when the border's going to open and when we can fly out of New Zealand. You know, they've closed the borders here, and it could be a while. So we're kind of just looking to doing heaps of New Zealand tours and stuff like that, and playing shows here locally because that's kind of all we can do at the moment. But as soon as we can all be together in level two, we'll probably head away together and like practice some music together and then record some songs and get some new tracks out there for people to listen to on Spotify and stuff, and then and then go on tour over our summer, which is over kind of Christmas time.
Because I I see in your Spotify you got so many listener in monthly. I think you're very famous in New Zealand.
uh, I don't know. I don't know if we'd say that, but we've got like we're really lucky to have a really solid like fan base. I guess like it started, and it like I said, it started with our friends and it started with our friends in Sumner, where we live,
Oh,
and New Zealand's a small place, so I mean, if you're annoying enough and you tell people who you know and who you are and what you play and you play shows, then they'll have no choice but to listen to your music. I don't know.
and did ever someone try to talk with you? And I mean from around country. I mean from another country like me or just me for the first time. Try to talk with you guys.
We've had a few people do interviews and podcasts and stuff with us, or request to do it, especially during this time where everybody's actually like putting time into that sort of stuff at the moment. And we've done a few interviews with like magazines that are out of New Zealand and stuff like that. But there's a few people there wanting to have a dialogue with us, and we're hoping to grow that as well. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
yeah.
first podcast in Indonesia though, Jerry. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, this
Um,
is
yeah, and uh, the admin for the Butlers Instagram is George. Yeah.
Is that who?
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. What do you think when I send you a message and you look in my pics? It's not a big podcast or just have not so many follower and you accept my invitation.
Oh, we're always keen to have a yarn, man. It was we're always keen to have a talk, and it was cool. Like we're stoked that you want to talk to us and have a yarn and be on a podcast. It's cool that people in Indonesia will listen to this. Your friends will listen to this, and they might not even know who we are, and we won't know who they are. It's cool like that we're able to connect with people across the world through the power of technology. It's awesome.
Because my normal friend calling me weird because I try to listen um he said not really famous band or singer and I tried talk with them and my friend call you a weirdo because I try to something new and because yes this pandemic I try this make a podcast. I talk with band from America, singer from UK, and so many around the world. And yeah, I appreciate they are allowed me to talk with them. So you two guys, and I don't know if this podcast will grow up. I mean, like grow and sharing get so many listener. I hope I can inviting you again, guys.
yeah, but it's awesome, Jerry. That's but we're all the same, you know. Like we started the same way. Like we started by playing music as a band and reaching out to people, hoping that they'd say yes, and then eventually someone said yes, you know. And then we started getting momentum.
Okay.
It's the same for you. And if anything, like you know, at least you get to like talk to people from all around the world and you know, hear from like these different places and different things within music and things that you're interested into. So it's a win-win.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's always going to be people that are yeah,
Okay.
that friend who calls you weird. Don't worry about him. Don't you worry about him, Jerry.
And
You're not weird. You're a cool dude.
Yeah,
yeah.
do you know what's weird, Jerry?
What?
Is I that's pretty weird.
Okay.
It's a brown paper
How
bag.
there's a brown paper bag on my bonnet, Jerry. That's weird.
Yeah.
You're
I
not
see
Yeah,
weird.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Don't worry, Jerry. You're not weird, man.
That's
Yeah.
that's
And
that's full of fajoas.
I know my English is not good enough to talk with you guys, but I hope you understand what I say.
Mm,
and
Yeah, we do.
yeah,
easy.
I still learning my English to get a perfect. So,
Yeah, that's good, and it's a good way to practice.
so what's your wish for the Butlers in the future? In the future.
Hmm.
Play
Yeah.
play stadiums, Play stadiums and have the whole audience jumping at one time and everybody dancing together. Hopefully,
Hey,
you front row, Jerry.
Yeah.
Having
Pretty keen to
Jerry
see you
front
front
row.
row. Pretty keen to see you with a couple of beers in hand, Jerry, front row,
okay.
just jumping up and down, having fun. Yeah, that's the one. Couple of
A
beers in
couple,
hand.
a couple be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ray.
So God, Steve also, yeah, we'll get a wrestling ring on the
Yeah,
stage. You
right.
can jump up for a wrestle. You'll wrestle George, and if you take him down, then you can take on the tall boy me.
I'm all good with you.
And then,
I'm all good with you taking me on, man. I'll be behind my
yeah,
drum kit. You can just come back, get my sticks, throw me off, play the drums. You take control, Jerry. You're the man. Nah,
Yeah.
serious answer though. Apart from the stadiums, of course. A couple of wishes. We just want to make really good music. We want to record really good music. I feel like we're at a good stage now, and we're recording. Well, Jordan and Walt in particular are making some really cool demos and sending us through those demos. It's really exciting. We just want to record some really high quality music and be able to perform to people that love to hear live good music and enjoy themselves. And see where it goes.
Okay. Uh, what's your favorite band or singer, George?
Oh, Jerry. Um, that's a hard one. At the moment, I'd have to say I've got heaps, but I'll give a shout out to another New Zealand musician. His
Okay.
name is AJ Oakes,
Oh,
based in Wellington, where your brother lives.
maybe
And
I will ask him.
um, and yeah, you should look him up. He's awesome. He's like he sings real jazzy kind of stuff, and he does his own. He's a solo performer, and he's awesome. Really, really cool. So shout out to AJ.
Okay. How about you, Bradley?
well, this is such a broad like question that you can give so many answers to. But originally, it was Bob Dylan and the band
Okay.
playing in 1965 and 1966. Those live shows I feel were the things that inspired me the most. But right now,
Okay.
1975, Matty Healy. They just released this single called Too Shy. It's real good. I reckon it's like
Maybe
an instant like poppy banger.
maybe you should try make a perform with 1975.
I should, and I'd love that. Man, imagine if they answered. That'd be just outrageous. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good idea, Jerry.
And what's your tips, guys, for people who wants to make a band, but make a band is not easy to find someone have same taste music, and we always have a contra to make some music different genre. And I just ask you, what's your tip to create a band, a good band, I mean.
There's a couple of things. I think first, you just got to go for it. You just got to give it 100%, especially when you're starting. Like, I'll never forget when Walt and I were just playing together, the two of us, when we were. This would have been about 5 years ago. We were just playing in cafes, and he said, "Oh, I'm tired of this. Like, let's just go for it. Let's start a band." And we got Bradley, and we got Jordan, and then we got Stingy, and it's all go from there. You just got to give it a go. You've got to give it 100%, and see what happens. I mean, play as much as you can together. Never be too shy to bring ideas to the table, and just play to people. Like um, I see a lot of like musicians do it differently. A lot of bands do it differently. Sometimes they'll record heaps and like spend time on that, and then play once they feel like they're confident. But we just did it like we were crap. Like we weren't good at the start, and we just played. We just played, and it kind of worked. So I just think the best way to do it is just playing as many shows as you can and just having fun.
Okay, Bradley, say something.
Hey, um, I, yeah, I don't know if there's not musicians in your hometown that like want to play the same style of music that you want to play, like for our city, especially like there's very much like a real scene of one or two particular types of music. So either you have to like move to a place where you think that like that music you're after is going to be like a lot more people are going to be playing that style of music. So therefore you can get into it and play the music you want to play, or you just have to hang out where you think those people would be that would play that music and try and find people that are really like-minded that do play, because it is really hard when a city or a suburb or something is real like enclosed with just one like popular with one type of music. It is really hard um, to branch out and find someone that wants to play a similar style of music for you to get into a band that you want to play the music that you do. So I just got lucky because that's how it was, and it kind of fell on my lap. But for years, I've watched friends of mine who are musicians trying to like get into that like and into a particular style of music and working with lots of different style of musicians, but still never really finding like the stuff that they wanted to do. So it is it's a tough thing to do, definitely. And music's a tough industry, but it's definitely about like if you get into it for the right reasons, then I guess that comes across in a performance and through the music. So therefore people connect with it and therefore you get momentum and continue on. So yeah, just giving it your best and having like the main reasons why you want to do it and some goals. That's probably the crux of it, really. Like anything.
Okay, cool. What a wisdom from Bradley. And I've done make 4 episodes in this podcast. I will ask you, maybe you know, band or singer. I make a podcast. First episode, I make a podcast with Corn on My Dinner Plate. Did you ever heard that band? Okay.
Ah,
The band is from America, USA, from USA, and yeah,
That's
he, he,
me.
he they have some influence music like Mark DeMarco, Roy Pablo, and like that. And uh, in episode 2, I have a singer from UK. Did you playing FIFA?
Yeah, I played FIFA. Yeah.
oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
FIFA 17? Are you remember uh,
Uh,
some song
I
in
might have
FIFA
skipped that
17?
year. I might have
Because,
skipped that year.
might have taken a year off in 17 from my professional career. Who knows?
because I make an interview with Lola Coca. She's from UK. Her song on FIFA 17 being
Oh,
soundtrack.
that's mean.
That's huge.
Oh,
Did
That's
you
it.
did you
That should
ever
be in our goals.
heard
yeah,
Get on, do you think it's too late for us to get our song on FIFA 17?
yeah. Jerry, can you get us onto FIFA?
FIFA? I'm
Yeah.
not playing FIFA online because
Oh,
in my country to buying PlayStation 4 it's really expensive, and
mm,
Aye.
yeah, I try to uh get some money because I want to play FIFA online too.
man.
And
No, don't spend the money on FIFA though.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
and in episode 3 I get Young Hizzy. Did you ever Young Hizzy?
Sounds familiar, but
Sounds
just
like a
sounds it
rapper.
rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue nice.
Yeah, and the 4 episode is Poncho from Netherlands. So I have
Whoa, you've gone to a lot of countries, Jerry. You've been
yeah
to a
Yeah.
lot of places.
I I don't know. That's why my friend called me weird to listen to listen music like you, and yeah, another song in my playlist, but they're following my playlist.
Yeah,
And
True.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Jerry.
They're listening to what you're playing. Yeah.
the last question, guys. I think it's not the question. Send a music to all Indonesian people to try listening your song.
All right, Bradley, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, we need to make sure this message is as well constructed and well put together, so we get some fans in Indonesia. So
Okay.
I'll say
But
something.
can we say like, wait, where is it? What's morning? Is it Salamat Pagi?
Okay. Oh, you know, selamat pagi.
Yeah, or it's Salamat
Yeah.
Malam?
Yeah.
What one is it? What are you in? Are you in Pagi or
What-
what's the other one?
I'm
It's
in.
like good morning and good afternoon.
Yeah, it's morning. 10 a.m. here.
So
It's morning.
what are we saying?
Selamat pagi.
Salamat Pagi.
Malam pagi.
Selamat
Malam pagi.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds
All right. Well,
hard to say.
Bradley, I'll go first because I'm really nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
All right. Take
So
one.
it's okay if I drop your song in my opening podcast. I will drop No Good Nina maybe until the ref.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. You can put it in your podcast.
Because I'm worried get warning from Spotify. It's a copyright from you guys.
The old
Mm.
copyright, eh?
Yeah.
Well,
I
don't
try.
worry about that.
I will try.
You can try.
Well, a massive salam pagi. Is that right?
Salamat Pagi.
To all your
Selamat-
friends in Indonesia, a massive salam pagi to you, Jerry. You're the man.
Okay.
And feel free to listen to our music anytime, any place, and we'll see you at your wedding. Can't wait.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll come to all of your weddings. Anyone.
We'll come to all of it.
We'll do
We'll
all
come-
the weddings.
First one, second one, third. We're there.
I hope I can inviting you in maybe 4 or 5 years again, and the next
Boom.
or maybe next year.
Maybe
and-
next year. We might come over there at some point, Jerry. So you try and come see us, but it'll probably be in Bali. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I will try to get much money to inviting you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for your time. I will process this podcast. If this podcast done, I will share on your Instagram and I will take with my podcast account and my personal account.
Man.
Okay.
So,
Thank you,
sup
George.
to the Mel.
Bradley.
Sup,
Oh
Mel.
yeah, big. I want to shout out to the Dr. Ding boys and to the Dylan crew and Coming Homestay and Dr. Ding Homestay. That all the crew at those places.
I want to say a shout out to Jerry's future wife. I want to
Yeah.
say a shout out to Stingy, to the Mel, and a big shout out to Toddy and Freddie.
Yeah, I won't make a party
And-
in Boots.
Yeah, the is Om Swastiastu Bahasa or is it Indonesian?
It's a traditional language. Traditional language
Yeah.
in Bali Island.
So just a big Om Swastiastu to all the to the grandmothers and grandfathers out there too. You know, the nonnas and the poppers.
And stay safe, Jerry. Stay safe over
That's
there.
for the older generation of Indonesia.
Okay, thank
We
you.
send our love to them too.
Yeah.
In last guys, can you following me to say this? I mean this bahasa. Can you following me?
Yeah.
Coba
Toba,
dengarkan
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 lagu
lagu
kami
kami
di Spotify.
di Spotify.
Okay,
I've forgotten already.
that mean try to listen our music in Spotify.
Okay.
Okay,
Whatever
wait,
Jerry
wait.
said.
okay. Thank you, George.
Stop.
Bradley.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
good.
sweet, that's all.
Appreciate
We're good.
All right, ciao,
We nailed it.
Thank you. Is that it? We nailed it.
Thank
I
you so
think we
much.
did it.
God bless you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Jerry.
You too.
See you later, mate.
Later, my
Okay,
brother.
I will.